Hello, everybody. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here on the official Lotro stream Twitch stream team page. That's not actually the page, is it? It's Lotro stream, I think, is the page. But we're here on Twitch. Yay! So everybody, hi and welcome. So here we are. Hey, hello, Kenton Ducat. Is that? It reminds me of something like from Deep Space Nine, like called Ducat. Merry Christmas to all, you say. Well, Merry Christmas to you as well. And yes, it is the time of year when evergreen trees are celebrated in a multiple of different ways. So happy Evergreen Tree Festival to you, or whatever festival you may or may not be celebrating at this time of year. So I went ahead and got my little janglies on today, so that's always fun. Okay, and speaking of things to celebrate at this time of year, we have in the game, in Lotro, is a Yule Festival that is currently happening. So let me move slightly out of the walkway. So we are here in, ta-da, I've got my little carrot nose on. Let me zoom in there so you can see. Check that out. She's got her little earmuffs, and she's got a little carrot nose going. She's got her scarf on. She's wearing her little knitted outfit. There we go. And of course, got a frying pan for when we go into combat. And we've got a pretzel for, all the rest of the time. Gotta keep those munchies away, right? Especially when you're a hobbit. Gotta have that food with you always. Oh, and she's got, let me show you this. Check this out. Check out this cute little cape that we got. That's an homage to one of the things you can do during Yule Festival, which is a Battle of Frostbluff. So we might show you that. Stop being so cute, it's illegal. I love dressing up my little hobbit. She's so adorable. Another Treebeard stream, yes. I started playing on Treebeard when it opened, like the day it opened, like the minute it opened, we were there, boom. Like it was on the calendar, we were ready, we're like, refresh. Gotta get those names. So we got on like right away. Oh, hello, Lou Blood Moon as well. So yes, we are on Treebeard and I love it. So if there's anybody who's watching who's not familiar with what I'm talking about, in Lord of the Rings Online, as in a lot of MMO RPGs, you have a number of sets of servers that you can choose from when you're playing. And when you start on that server, it's basically you're creating your character there. It's like that's where you're going to be. And it is possible sometimes to transfer a character from one server to another, but that's a whole other subject of, topic of conversation there. So the idea is that you are playing on a specific server, and servers kind of like become neighborhoods, right? They develop a certain amount of, they kind of get a personality, right? Just based on who's there and who are the regulars and what's happening in that space. So I am playing on a server called Treebeard, and it's new. It started in the last day of June, so in the summertime. So we're not even like we're coming up on 6 months here being in Treebeard. So this is the first time the Yule Festival has happened for us on Treebeard. So a lot of us are scrambling to get all the goodies. So let me show you a couple of interesting people you want to talk to if you are, you know, doing stuff in Winterhome in the Yule Festival. So I'm going to go from here and assume that maybe you've seen the Yule Festival a little bit. Maybe you've been here. This is, so we're in Frost Bluff, which is the zone, and we are actually here in Winterhome, which is the town inside Frost Bluff. And again, it's like an instance kind of area, so you can't just like ride here from, you know, just go straight north from Forhill or something like that. Like you have to actually take a stable master. But luckily the stable masters are free if you get it from one of the 4 main places. So for example, here's our stable master. She's entertaining herself by playing some music. And if you go to any one of the locations, so sorry, Westbury, Callandim, Thornsgate, or Mickle Delving, there's a free stable master there. So all you got to do is get yourself there, and it's free. And so if you already have a travel skill to there, boom, it's free. Now, if you have a house in a neighborhood, the far-ranging stable master there has a you know, can get you here. It'll cost you 1 silver, and so you know you can complain about it like I do, but then you just pay your 1 silver and go. Because I know I have plenty of money. Like, it's not like I don't have the money to get here. I've been, you know, stocking up here on Treebeard. But it still is like, oh, I hate to pay for travel. I'm a stinker. But okay, so over here next to the stable master is Verbena Greenhand. So in the game, during the festivals, and this is something that not everybody knows. So if you go to the instance finder, and you can see all the instances that exist. So I'm going to collapse this here. And they're in different kinds of categories, right? So the seasonal instances are listed under seasonal, and we are in Yule Festival. So because I'm level 50, I have access to Boss from the Vaults, which in this festival is the Storvagun one. You never thought to put your festival currency on your Titan bar. Oh, I'm really loving having that there. Yeah, I'll come back to that in a second. So then the other one you have access to, and this is from level 10 and up, is Yule the Battle at Frostbluff. And that one's really cute. It's like there's a handful of kids, and they're out trying to have like snow forts, and they want to have like snow battles and stuff. And a cold has come in and is causing them to, you know, it's harming them. So we need to go in and get rid of the cold so they can go back to playing and having fun. And when you do those instances, either of them, when you complete it successfully, you get 5 festivity tokens, which are not the same as festival tokens. The festivity tokens you can get in the spring and the summer and Yule now. So you talk to Verbena Greenhand, and she has at each festival a different set of things you can get from her. So yeah, you can definitely farm these, as Miri Kahal is saying there. You can basically, you can do the same instance a number of times, just in different ways. And each time you successfully complete that, you get 5 of these festivity tokens. So like right now I have 5 because I've been spending them. So for the Yule Festival, she has this Tome of the Yule Princess Bunny. I'll pull that out so you can see it. And then she's got some banners you can use for decorating your house. There's some cosmetics here. I mean, I guess you could use it as for real, but it's like 3 to 5 common damage, so it's not a real weapon. It's cosmetic. And let's see what else we got. Tome of the Alabaster Donkey. That's another cosmetic pet I don't have yet. But you can see the knitted Frostbluff mitts of comfort, the cozy Frostbluff cap, and the knitted Frostbluff tunic of snowball resistance. Those all came from her. And so I'm wearing some of those items. And let's see, then we got a couple more yard items. The stately malformed snowman, the malformed miniature snow ent, a malformed snow etin. Let's see, we've got some more cosmetics, Storvaguns, shoulder guards, helm, gloves, boots, a malformed snow wizard, another housing item. The carrot nose, you saw me wearing that one. And then the Tome of the Not So Grim. It's very cute. I'll pull that out too. Actually, where is my not so grim? Let me pop down off my horse. I'll put that on. Okay, and then the Battle of Frostbuff cloak. That's what I was wearing. So you can get that here from Verbena Greenhanna. And she has both the regular kind and the one with the hood. I prefer the ones without the hood because I like the hair stuff. I like playing with the hair and the face stuff and all that. So that's the cosmetic pet, the Snow Not So Grim. Check that out.
Oh, I got that in a gift.
Well, oh, you got that as a gift? Really? Oh, the snow. Okay, sorry. I thought you were talking about the snow. Not so grim. No. Okay. Oh, no worries. Let me come back to that then. Okay, so then we're going to show you the bunny. Let me grab. Oh, here she is. Yule Princess Bunny, and her name is Bun Bun by default. So there you go. She's got little snowflakes that surround her, and she's got a little. Of course, if I move, she moves. Duh. And she's got little laurel wreaths and stuff going around her house, around her top of her crown of her head there. So a couple of things you guys brought up is, yes, currency on the Titan bar. I love the Titan bar. This is a plug-in. Oh, I'm sorry, my captioning just errored out. There we go, fixed that. So thank you, awesome, thanks Moobot. So plugins, I love plugins, and you don't have to play the game with them. I just find them fun and useful. And I live with a software engineer, so like we kind of enjoy figuring out little details and things behind the scenes. So yes, I love Titan bar. It's one of the ones I always have on my characters. So you can adjust what is on your Titan bar. For example, here is the list of all the various different things that you can have tracked on there. So for example, I have the day and night time on there. I have the time, looking at a clock kind of time. I've got my player location, it says festival, nice. My backpack infos, which tells me how many open spaces I have in my backpack. I have that set. And then the wallet, which, can track all these different currencies. So then once you have picked what you want on your Titan bar, you click on that individual item and it brings up its own individual menu. So that's how you use Titan bar. So if you aren't familiar with that and you're like, wait, how do I get this menu to come up? First, when you click on Titan bar, it'll bring up the Titan bar menu, and you click on the individual item and it brings up the items. So yes, the Calariel mentions that, yes, the day and nighttime thing is fantastic. That's this thing right here right now. It's telling me that it's late watches in the game, and in 3 minutes it will be 4 dawn. And that's really useful if you're trying to do things that only happen at a specific time of day. Like there's some whites that only come out at night that you might want to go after. Or if you're doing the fireflies in the Midsummer Festival, they only come out at night. So again, that's really useful to know if you have time to get out there, how soon, all of that. Now I did, yes, so what I've done with most of my characters is I've put the wallet and I track all of the different festival currencies now on the hover over. So when you click on, like if I right click on this in the tooltip, so you can choose on the Titan bar itself, on the tooltip that pops up when you hover over it, or don't show it at all. So I've been going through and setting all of my festival tokens to show on the tooltip, so when I hover over it, at a glance, I know how many I have. But then the festival that I'm in, I go ahead and tell it to give me those exact ones on the screen, on my Titan bar, so that way I can know how many I have if I'm saving up for something. Or what I'm doing on this server is I'm running a lot of my characters. I have a lot of characters on this server, and I'm running them through the festival. And getting them all the mounts and stuff like that, because I don't know what the future is. Like I don't know what I'm going to be doing with this server and how my characters, like am I going to switch to a different character at some point? And so I have one of each class on this server. So making sure they all have the mounts, because the mounts cycle through, and so you get like the new mount and then you have last year's mount, and then the next year, you get another new mount. Last year's mount becomes last year's mount, and then the one that was last year's mount drops off, and you can only buy it for Mithril. So I don't want to have to deal with buying mounts for Mithril if I can get them for festival tokens, because I find festival tokens a lot easier to get. A hobby horse would complete my look. Do you know, I do have a hobby horse. I did get one. It's pretty exciting. Check it out. Let me get on my hobby horse. Now it makes my little cosmetic pet go away. But yes, and you go as fast as a normal mount, so that's pretty hilarious. So there he goes, zooming around. I don't know, but I kind of like matching my mount to my outfit. And so because she's in this cute blue outfit, I've been going with I think it's the Yule Gala steed. Because it also has kind of a, see, it's kind of like, it's got the snowflakes, and she's got like all the snowballs and stuff. So I thought, it kind of kept with the theme. So it depends. It depends on what character too, right? Because like I have a Hobbit brawler, and I like to have her on the mount that Symphony of Destruction just had there, the boar mount. It just looks funny that way. I like it. Okay, so a bit ago, Mira mentioned that about farming those tokens. So what they mean is that each of those 2 instances have different options you could do. So for example, the Yule battle at Frost Bluff, and it's the same way in each of the seasonal sections. So this also applies to summer, the perfect picnic, and spring, Bee's Big Business. Those are kind of like the more cute, lighthearted instances you can do that are festival related. So each of those, you'll notice they have a size. So you could run it at 1, 2, 3, or 6. 2 of those share the same loot box, and I believe it's 2, 3. So you can run it at solo and get 5 festivity tokens at the end. You could run it at 2 or 3 and get 5 festivity tokens at the end. And you can run it at a 6-person size. Now, that doesn't mean you have to have 6 people. You could run it at a 6-person and just run it at like level 10 or something and just like zoom through it. Now, it'll be a little bit harder and blah, 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 but it'll be, but you can do it, you can do it. I believe in you. You could do it. So then the other one, the boss from the vaults, and in this case, Storvagun for this festival. For summer, it was Thrang, and for spring, it was Naruhel, the Red Maid. And for that, it's always a size 6, but you can choose tier 1 or tier 2. Oh, or tier 3. There's a tier 3. I didn't realize that. Oh wait, no, that's Naruhel has a tier 3. Let me see if Storvagun. Storvagun just has 1 and 2.
There's differences like perfect.
Okay.
You can go up to 12.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Let me come back to that. Boss in the Vaults is a 1 to 2, 1 and 2. Okay, so it's Naruhel that you can do 1, 2, or 3 for the tiers. So Bee's Big Business, let's double check this. Could 1, 2, 3, 6. Perfect Picnic, I was being reminded, does go to a 12. So you could do a 12-person Summer of the Perfect Picnic. And yes, finding the right picnic location is serious business. Absolutely. It's interesting to hear the Yule music while not being in a game. That's so weird. I've been in the game so much, right? Like I'm like grinding the festival, which sounds really hilarious. I didn't have it on yet. We were out this morning at Dutch lessons. We live in the Netherlands, and so we're taking Dutch lessons so we can, be a better part of society. And I heard something, like somebody nearby was playing music, and I was like, and you could just faintly hear it. And so my brain, of course, was filling in the blanks, and I'm like, why am I hearing festival Yule music? It's so funny. Yes, hamstring! Now he's got the football thing on, but I want to get one that has the hamstring on there. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what we're talking about here, Mirakel is mentioning that they are Dutch, and you work at Albert Heijn for a year and a half. This is a mascot or whatever for one of the national grocery chains, Albert Heijn, and there's a Dutch verb which is like to hoard or to keep things, and it's basically to hamster is the closest you can get to. So yeah, so it's hamsteren, and even when you do it in sign language, it's hoarding. It's like kind of a hamster look when you do it in sign language. So it's fantastic. So in the beginning of the the pandemic when they were doing like the press conferences here, and they have the sign language person, and like the prime minister is talking about people hoarding stuff, and the sign language lady's in the back going and everybody just like pauses to look at her after a while, because she became like a little star, like a national star, because her hamstering was fantastic. It was just beautiful. So yes. So I am tickled by the hamster thing, as you can probably tell. So I just have one hamster so far. I have a little bumblebee. I think he fell down, or maybe he's behind. I put all the little stuffies by the Lord of the Rings books for the holidays. They're having little, nighttime. Yes, they're enjoying reading at night. So, are there any fish you could catch only at night? Avery Swiftfoot asks. I don't. Okay, as far as I know, there's not. But they added in a whole new section of fishing with Gundabad. So there might be stuff there I don't know. But as far as I'm aware, there's no fishing you can only do at night. Look at this, a little bumblebee. Over the summer, we shop at Albert Heijn a lot. Over the summer they had like little kids packets that you could do for little seed packets you could do. And with my language skills, I'm about the level of a child in terms of Dutch stuff. So it was fine. It was great. It made me very happy. Okay, so let's see. I just want to check. Yule Frostbluff. Yeah, it does a 1, 2, 3, 6. Okay, so it's only the Perfect Picnic that goes up to 12. The others, they've done 1, 2, 3, 6.
Looks like they each have their own little difference.
Yeah, each one seems to have a slight something going on with them. Okay, so let's see. Yes, Kellerell says, I love it when I'm working and listening to my Lord of the Rings playlist and Brie music comes on. I know, right? We went ahead and got the Chance Thomas music when it was on sale not too long ago, when he got the rights back to it. So sometimes we just put that on in the background. Although lately I've been listening to songs that are in Dutch to try and still be getting used to the sentence construction and expecting that. So yes, Hamsteren, so much fun to sign. Treebeard, yes. So Treebeard is a server, and it should be at the tippity top there. To let you know which server I'm on. Treebeard and Shadowfax are two servers that started at the end of June, and what we have going on Treebeard here is we have slower progression. So right there, story pace. I am earning 40% of experience from monster kills and crafting and quest completions, as opposed to like 100% that you would normally get on a regular server. Now Shadowfax is the other way around. They're speedy, as one would expect from the name, and they are getting 150% of experience. And I think part of that is because it's a legendary server, and so you have to be a subscriber to play on the server, have to be actively a subscriber. So you could like start a character while you're a subscriber, and then like maybe you're playing VIP and you let that lull for a while, and then you can come back and your character will still be there. So it's like they just kind of go on ice for a while you're gone. Yes, don't be hasty. You know what? That is actually, the name of our kin is Not So Hasty. So there you go. Yeah, what happened is, I think what happened is over on Anor, which was another legendary server that they were doing, and it was a slower pace. It was like 60% of experience that you were getting. And it's also a progression server. Anor is, and Shadowfax and Treebeard are also. So you start off with, the server starts with a cap of level 50. Now the game is currently at 140, and I think when I started on Anor it was like 120. So yeah, yes, I thought I recognized the name, Avery. So yes, hi, nice to see you. I know, it's really fun. I love Treebeard because it's not as heavily populated, because for one, it's a new server, so it takes time for people to join in. But also, being a legendary subscriber-based server, you don't have quite the volume of people that you do on some other servers, and so it becomes like a little a little neighborhood. Like we all get to kind of, you see the same people over and over again. Like there's one Bjorning that we run into each other all the time at the festivals, and we go buy the consumables and then we just use them on each other. It's hilarious. You're too attached to Landroval. I totally get it. It's tough. I've been server hopping in a way, and it's so funny because I'm wondering, like, is that my thing, or is it that I'm just trying to find the server that fits me just right? So anyway, so back on Anor, it was progressing, and it got to the point where it was like, I don't know, it was level 90. I don't know. It was getting up there, right? And it felt like you were always chasing the level cap, and I never actually could get to level cap on Anor. And so there were people like me who were like, hey, could we go slower? Like, could you release the next one slower? This is going too fast. But then there were other people that as soon as the next one was released, the next, bump was released, they would just like zoom, zoom, zoom up to the top and be done. And so you had those two voices, in like on the Friday streams when Cordovan is doing the, his news stream on Fridays at noon, where people are like, let's go faster, let's go faster, let's go slower, And how do you serve both of those? Well, they also were doing this thing called a difficulty slider that they'd been playing around with. And so I think they decided to incorporate them at the same time. So they opened up the two servers. So Stratofax is, for the people who want to go faster. And yeah, Treebeard is for the people who want to go slower. So this is perfect for me because I definitely want to take my time and go slower. So Treebeard, they're getting the new release. So Anor was getting the next expansion about every 4 months. Shadowfax is getting it every 2 months, and we're getting it every 6 months. So we're going to have our first level increment coming up January 5th on Treebeard. So we've still been, I can't show you right now, but, oh yes, I can. I learned a new trick last time. I can show map, because I'm used to just right-clicking, and if you right-click here, it's like, no, you can't go anywhere. But if you show map, and I want to show area door, and how do I just show all of area door? Area door. There we go. Ta-da! It thinks I'm in the Shire. I don't think the Shire looks this cold. But yeah, so this is where we are so far. Like we have all the starter areas up to level 50. So we have, the Shire, and we have Bree and Lone Lands and Erluin. We have all of that, as well as Angmar and Forchel. We don't have the Enmors. I don't know if you could hear that. There's some fireworks going on out there. Trollshaws, Eregion, yes, right? Yes, we can get into Eregion because we're preparing to go into the gates of Moria, but we're not there yet. So January 5th, then Moria will open and we'll be able to go in there. So that is pretty exciting stuff. Yeah, Anor was already in the bar drinking for a while. No kidding, right? Sorry, it's a response to before. It said, this is too fast, this is too slow, and this is just right. Yeah, this is just right. Walked into a bar, and Treebeard, Shadowfax, and Anor walked back out. Yeah, Anor had been in the bar drinking for a while, so that was part of the hard part there. Okay, so let's see. Treebeard started just as you were learning about Lotro, and the speed is perfect. The community is absolutely amazing. Best gaming choice you've made in the last 20 years. Awesome. I'm really happy to hear that. That is fantastic. And you know what's really interesting too is because like there's a number of different kinships that started up pretty early on. And then there's been some others that have started up, and you know how it is in if you play Lotro, and I assume it's like this in a lot of MMOs, that you'll have wherever it is that you have the kinships like advertising, hey, come join us, hey, come join us, hey, come join us. So you do have some of that on here, but so there are like a handful of bigger kinships, but there's a lot of smaller kinships that are kind of very more niche, or niche. So when somebody jumps into World and they're like, hey, I'm new to the server and I'm looking for a kinship, instead of like being bombarded with ads, I mean, they probably do that as well, but you often get people who are like, what kind of group are you looking for? Like, are you looking for a large group? Are you looking for like a raiding group? Are you looking for solo play, but you've got access to resources and, you know, people who will help out when you want to group up, or like, you know, I mean, it's very much, you could find what you're looking for. And if you don't see it right away, you know, you can take your time. Like we've got somebody who joined our kinship and they're like, yeah, I'll start here for a while and then we'll see where I want to go. And we're like, that's totally fine. Like, you know, we want to make sure that people want to find the place that fits them best. So I think it's pretty awesome. And kinships group up all the time. Like there's not that, I've heard on some servers you get that kind of like, oh no, you can't join with us unless you're like top tier raider or whatever. It's like, whatever. Yeah, we're always grouping with other people who want to do stuff. So I think it's awesome. Let's see. So what else we got? Accents brought to you by Lotro client. Yeah. Honora was challenging and Ithel ended up under the table. Right. Yeah. Ithel, there was another server called Ithel. Honora and Ithel opened around the same time because Honora opened up and there was like, it was so popular when it opened that it had waiting queues, and that was not the you know, the way Lotro wanted to do things. That's not what SSG wanted people to have to deal with waiting and queues and stuff. So they opened up a second server, Ithel, but right about that same time is when it kind of tapered off, and so Ithel never got the population that it needed to really become a place. So I guess it was really small and a lot of people liked it, but then they decided around the same time that they were opening Treebeard and Shadowfax that they were going to go ahead and close Ithel. So keep in mind, I don't know, do we still have, is that still a thing? No. Okay. So Ithel, if you still have characters on there, you've got about a week to get your characters. You can still transfer them off, and you can transfer them off for free. So if you have characters on Ithel and you haven't done that yet, you've got till the end of the year, is my understanding, to get that done, but you want to get on that really soon. So yes, Honora meaning sun and Ithel meaning moon. I thought that was fantastic. I was like, oh, that's so well done. Yeah. So okay. So let's see. Oh, so in the festival, and I was going to mention this real quick. When you do a quest, Mara Sandy Downs, let me see, is that what she want me to talk to her about? Yule Festival Daily. So when you're in the area, you'll get this, let me put that away for a second. That's not the button I meant to push. There we go. You'll get Yule Festival Daily. So I came on earlier and I got started a little bit, just as a heads up. So I'm partway through my day, as it were. So when you come in, at some point when you're wandering around the area, you're going to get a quest pop up, and that is to the Yule Festival Daily, which is basically go and do one thing. Go do any quest in the area, it'll count. So then when you do that, you come back to her and she's like, hey, good job. Come sit by the fire and you have earned a sack of presents for all your hard work today. So come back tomorrow, we'll have more stuff for you. Oh, hang on, just before I do that, I'm gonna check. So I'm wearing the Fateful Toolkit. Let me tell you about this thing. This thing is awesome. I got it I bought the Gundabad expansion, and this is from the biggest of the pack. So like there's the regular, the medium, and the large, however you want to look at it. So I got this, and I put it on here, and you'll notice, I don't know if you can see this, it's in small print, but it says, well, all of it's small. It grants bonus festival and landscape wallet barter tokens when equipped. So I have it equipped. So let me show you this action. It's pretty neat. So she's going to give me 2 Yule Festival tokens and a sack of presents. So I'm going to finish this. Watch the screen. It's going to go by pretty fast. So, but I'll tell you real quick. Instead of it saying 2 festival tokens, it's going to say 3. Watch that right there. 3 Yule Festival tokens. So I'm getting like a bonus token every time I turn in a festival quest. So that's basically like 10, well, with her extra thing, 11 extra festival tokens every day that I do the festival and I do the 10 things. So for each character that I'm doing that on, it's pretty crazy. So let's see. You think yours were on Ithel, but you've got no VIPs or RP. You should be able, so you can't, yeah, and I think before probably I said this, didn't you? that through the end of the year, free character and transfers remain from Ithel to any other game world. Yeah, so you can't even log into Ithel anyway. So you probably, yeah, you can still transfer off of the server for free, because you should be able to get, when you go to the window and get to the login information, there should be something about transfers on there. Yeah, I would say you want to check that. And I've only transferred characters once, so I don't know much about it. Okay, but okay, so when you go to the login screen, and you choose, when it's got the list of the servers there, if you click on Ithel, it should have like the play button, and then underneath is a transfer button. I'm looking over, he's got it up for me right now. Oh, I could probably, hang on, I could probably bring up one of the cousins. That might be an easy way to do this. We have extra characters that we've created, so when we want to play music or play Hobnanigans, we have more people. And this is not where I want to be. That's the wrong button. Hang on. There we go. So I'll show you the login screen, and I'll show you where you probably got to click. So yes, so you can transfer to a normal server. What they're doing with Ithel is different than your normal situation. Because it was a legendary server and because they closed it, they are allowing transfers off. So remember earlier when I was talking about transfers being a little wackadoodle? There are some servers, there's different programming, and I've been doing too much Dutch, on different types of servers. So US-based servers and EU-based servers don't share programming. However, so you can't transfer from a US to a EU or EU to US. However, no, and that's a misnomer in a sense that they're all physically located in the US now, but they originally were not, so that's part where that comes from. However, you can, there's something about the programming in the legendary servers that you can take a character from a legendary server to a regular server, either side, or even to a NOR if you want. But if you're not VIP, obviously you don't necessarily want to do that. But you've got options there. Now, once it's there, my understanding is then it picks up whatever traits it is, and it's not able to be transferred to the other type. So just keep that in mind. Yes, you cannot transfer to Treebeard or Shadowfax. They are not allowing transfers in at this time. Okay, so let me pull up. Nay, yes. Okay, so for example, when you pull up the login screen, you'll see like when you pick your server and how it has, there's the play button and then there's the transfer button. So if you pick Ithel, for example, I would expect that the play button is grayed out, would be most likely. Now again, I don't have I don't have a character on Ithel and it being closed. It's not showing me. But it'll probably say world status closed, would be my guess. This is my guess of what you're going to expect to see. And it'll probably be grayed out, but this transfer button will probably still be there. So when you click the transfer button, you should be able to find it. If that does not work for you, put in a ticket ASAP. What's that? What, to transfer one of the things? Oh, it won't actually do it. Oh, okay, so character transfer wizard. Here we go. Your worlds. Okay, so there you go. It'll probably show you Ithel in this list. That's what, yeah, okay. That's what we're saying there. So yeah, so you'll select which world it is that you want to transfer from. And it says right here, please select the world that you would like to transfer characters from. So Ithel will probably be listed there. Okay, so the transfer button is kind of server agnostic. It brings you to this wizard that walks you through it. So then you say, okay, yeah, that I want to do that. And then you pick which character you want to do. And so maybe you want to just select all. It's going to select, so you will want to select all in this case, but just if anybody else is ever curious about what's the deal here, it will list out your characters that you have, And then it'll also list shared items. And if you hover over it, it'll tell you. So in this case, it said the following shared items will be transferred: items in shared storage, items in housing storage, shared currencies, including marks and mithril coins and so on, wardrobe contents, and your destiny points. So basically, it's like picking up all the stuff you've got lying around, and it just takes it and it sends it to where you want to do it. So when shared items transfers were cheaper or free in the past, it was possible to basically, get a bunch of stuff on one server and then you'd like transfer it over to another server, but you could leave the characters behind. So that was something that some people would do, and they end up with these huge wardrobes because everything just piles up. That doesn't include duplicates, but above that. So, but if you want to transfer the character, it's going to take everything that character has, but not all the shared storage and all that other stuff. So it's really up to you what you want to do. But in this case, with Ithel, you want to transfer everything. So you would just do select all. And then it'll say next, and then it says, well, where do you want to go? And then it tells you how much it's going to cost. So in this case, I don't have those many Lotro points, so it's not going to do it, which is great. But yes, and then this character, because I chose an EU server character, it's saying here's your EU servers that you can choose from. It'll probably have a larger list for you because of Ithel. And then you say, okay, go there, boom, next, and then pay your Lotro points. But in your case, it'll be free. So I hope that's useful. Yeah, you could split it up and send some characters one way and send some characters another way, depending on how many characters you have there. I did that when last summer, so a year and a half ago, they had a short time server that was like a PvP server. It was kind of funny. It was like open world PvP, sort of. It's a longer story than that, but basically it was called Bombadil, and we played on that. And when it was over, it was a 1 month event. And when that was over, you could take your characters and transfer them elsewhere, and that was free, which was neato. So I had 2 characters there because there were 2 factions, and I wanted the goodies from each faction. So I transferred one of those characters to Evernight, and I transferred the other character to Laurelin, for example. So you can split them if you have more than one character there and you want to do that. So that's a good point. Thanks for bringing that up before. Okay, so yes. Oh, I'm really glad I mentioned Ithel because wow, you have like 7 days left or so to get that done. So I definitely suggest you get that done soon. And like I said, if you come, I would do it soon because if you have any troubles at all, you want to get in a ticket ASAP because they're going to wipe that server, I think the first day they get back after the new year. So if you send in a ticket and they don't see it until after the server's wiped, you're out of luck, and that would be a real bummer. So get a ticket in now if you have any trouble. That way they can get somebody on it and make sure they can get your characters to you, get you sorted out. And then just pick where you want to go. So yeah, so I started, speaking of servers, I started on a US server because, so Affodil, who I play with here, is started, back when Lotro started and was on a US server because that's just where they were. And then over time, then they didn't play for like a decade. And then I was looking for something for us to do together, and WoW didn't really scratch that itch for me. And so I was looking for something though that we could play online and maybe play with other people. And so the MMORPG was basically what I was looking for. And it was like, well, I've played Lotro before, we could try that. I was like, ooh, that sounds like, that sounds pretty cool. So so that it seemed pretty cool, and we checked it out. So I started there, and then I started also on a Nor because I went ahead and got VIP because I find I like the services and the amenities that I get with it, and it's worth it to me also to support the game because I really like the game. So it's worth it for me. So I was playing on a Nor because that's a VIP server, so I had access to that. And because a friend of mine who's in the US was playing on there, and I'm in Europe now. And I thought, well, maybe that would work out, but our schedules are so different. Like, it just never worked out, which was too bad. But yeah, so then I was like, okay, well, I hear really good things about Landreval. But I also want to play on an EU server because we live in the Netherlands, and so I'd like to play at the same time as other people in Europe are playing. And plus, it's a different culture, and so I really enjoy being in just in the game, like in world and whatever, with other people who are more in this part of the world. I don't know, it just makes sense. So I was looking for that. So that's when we did Bombadil, and then that's when I took both of those characters to EU servers, and so that was pretty cool. But around the same time, I also was not happy with the US server that we were on, and we weren't playing there anymore anyway. So I transferred my very first characters that had like all the stuff I had done and all the quests and deeds and all those things. I transferred them from where they were over to Landreval. So I am also on Landreval, but I am only there most of the time for things like Weatherstock. I spent a little bit of time playing there, but it just, because we were doing our completionist characters were on Evernight, and so I was spending a lot of time on Evernight. And then once Treebeard opened, I kind of decided that Treebeard it really fit my style, like how much slower it goes, and the community is really good here, and we've got a great little kinship. And so yeah, it's just Treebeard has become like my main place for now. So I have characters on Landreval and Evernight and Anor and Treebeard. I do have on Brandywine, but I don't really go there very often. Although I've gotten like 2 fireplaces there now. That's annoying. Someday I'm going to transfer that character off, or transfer their stuff off, so I can get those things somewhere else. And then I started a character on Kirk Hollow, because there's stuff that happens over there that looks like fun, and I wanted to go see somebody's house, and I was like, well, just send me some screenshots. And then I was like, well, I could just make a character, and so I did that, and all the silly things. Yeah. So, okay. So yes, talking about the transfer, and yes, Landreval is also a US server. That is correct. So, yeah, I mean, exactly. Like what before I was saying, it's a judge of how much effort it's worth to you, but transferring those characters off should be really easy to do. And you could take them to wherever you want to go. Wherever you want to go. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with some of the server exclusive things, like if you have the Angmar, if you have like the Angmar legendary tokens. Obviously those aren't aren't a currency that's used on a live server. So what would happen? Yeah, it will do they just poof, disappear? Yes, back to hamstering. Yes, we're hoarding all of our characters. Yeah, so if you do transfer your character and your character's named Bob, and you transfer to a server and there's already a Bob, you'll get Bob-1, and then they'll give you a free name change token that you can use on that character anytime. You don't have to use it right away, and you can change your character's name from Bob-1 to Bobette or whatever you choose. So that's convenient. That is convenient. I did run into that with. Oh, when we transferred off of Bombadil, the name changing stuff was acting weird. So I got a name change token. Or did I? Maybe I didn't. Somebody else did. Maybe that's what it was. Okay. So I was thinking that for the festival, we'd do some festival. And so what I did earlier is I came in and I wandered all over, and I talked to a whole bunch of the different quest givers, and I picked up their quests. So I talked to Mara, that I'm standing right next to, Mara Sandy Announs here, and I picked up her quest, which is the wrapper, which is basically go do 10 quests here, and come back to me when you're done, and I will give you some more tokens. You're like, it's cool. So we do that. Yes, Bob Roski. Yes, of course. Renowned painter. There should be a title, renowned painter, be Bob Roski. Okay, so let's see. Guard Kember, he wants me to go cheer up the snow beasts. He doesn't really want me to go cheer up the snow beasts, but I am going to go cheer up the snow beasts because I want to. One of the other things that you get from Mara, and I've already picked it up, so yeah, she wants to tell you that there's a Yule instance. I do know that. I'm aware of that. Thank you, my dear. I'm going to go back to housing for a reason. One of the other things she gives you is, you have to pick this up from her, is it in here? No, that's for show. It's a mission to bring good cheer. And people are like, what is this about? What does this mean? So I'm going to show you. Basically, it is a way to encourage people to do the missions. That's really what it is. So it is, so they give it a cute title, a mission to bring good cheer, which I think is funny. So complete a mission. I'm at 0 of 1 for today. Missions can be completed across Middle Earth. You should complete any mission. Like literally they mean any mission. The curator is coming back. Oh, excellent. Okay, so we are gonna go do one of the War of the Three Peaks missions. And conveniently, in the neighborhood, next to the ingredient crates, is a War of the Three Peaks map. So we're gonna take that. It's a housing item, but it's also a teleport, which is fantastic. It takes you to the War of the Three Peaks war room. Okay, you do have to head out, but you will make sure to tune in another time. I'm doing Thursdays. Yes, every Thursday at 7 o'clock our time, 7 o'clock Netherlands. So 1 o'clock Eastern US time. Yes. Oh, and then in like 3 weeks on Sunday, January 9th, I'm going to do a 3-hour stream about Lotro housing. So you can add that to your calendar too. But yes, I'm always on Thursdays. So yes. So please come back. That'll be awesome. And you can test me on my Dutch. All right. Tot ziens. Heb geluk. Succes. Fijne feestdagen. Ja, fijne feestdagen met jou. Ook. Yeah. Oh, okay. Have fun doing whatever you have to go do. Okay, so we are standing in the VAR room, and there's all sorts of people here. So, fijne feestdagen. Yeah, we were excited about Santa Claus, by the way. So anyway, okay, so in the war room, there's also a mission thing. Oh wait, it's a festival mission thing, isn't it? Let me pull up. Hang on, let me close that. There's something. Oh, maybe it's a deed. That's what it is. There's a deed that if you do 40 missions during the festival, you get like a whole packet of stuff. So I can't remember where that is. So anyway, we're trying to do missions we haven't done before. Maybe it's this. Let's see, that one we've previously completed. Have we done all of these?
Yeah, talk to Gloin.
Raiders, we've done that one. Talk to Gloin, okay. I haven't done the secret supply line. You wanna do that? Okay, so I'm gonna pick that up and then we're gonna talk to Ozma. The nice thing about the missions is you could do those single or duo. So, solo or duo. So we're gonna do this together, which is great because sometimes I just kind of check out and Aphrodite does all the work. To be honest. Okay, so the thing here is deep in the Misty Mountains, the orcs and goblins use a secret tunnel to move supplies between Goblin Town and Gundabad. Uh-oh. And our mission is to stop those supply lines in the secret tunnels. So, here we go. Can't touch two on Dutch, but on German. I know very little German. I do know a little bit of German, but now that I have to think about it, I can't think of any. I haven't actually taken German. Now, B4 did take some German. Oh, hey, there's Ozma. I was like, wait, what? But yeah, like one term or something like this. All right, so Ozma says, surely this is the right tunnel. The goblins must have dug into this old Longbeard mine and found it leads straight to Gundabad. We're lucky we didn't have to walk the whole way. Now that we have found the supply train, it's time to do some damage. These fools, they thought we would not notice them moving supplies underground and did not assign many guards to protect the caravan. But we are dwarves. We are just at home under the mountains as they are. They will regret their mistake. We need to find the foreman in charge here and defeat him. I assume he will be near the front. Here, take these. She pulls out a satchel and hands it to you. Ozma grins mischievously as you peer inside and see a number of small explosives. I might have learned a few tricks during my time in Mordor. One of those, because the dwarves, the stout axe dwarves, were captured in Mordor. So that's the storyline. So anyway, she says one of these should be enough to take out each of those carts. Destroy the supplies as we move. If we succeed here, we may be able to prevent them from supplying Gundabad for weeks. Let's move. Okay. So, oh, I talked to your Ozma. I should get my own. Ah, that's what I want.
Ozma's awesome. Better have two.
Yes, Ozma's awesome. We should have two. Okay, so that's a fire not to be destroyed. Got it. Okay, I am following you. And I do have my leafy feet on, so we are going faster. Yeah, so when you do the missions, they are at about your level. So like what's going on in here should be about level 50, but they seem to be like easy level 50. I mean, sometimes you'll get something and you're like, wow, that was really tough. But in general, it's okay. In general, it's not too hard.
We are good level.
What's that?
We are well equipped at level.
And that's a good point. We are well equipped at level 50. Like we're doing well. We were basically wanting to make sure that we could do things like Helagrod and the Rift of Nurzgashu. So we made sure that we've got like, so for example, you can see I've got some good jewelry on. It's all level 50 jewelry. Actually, that's level item level 53, but yeah. And yeah, so we've kitted ourselves out with some pretty good stuff to make sure that we could do those. Oh my gosh, yeah. So one of the things I mentioned earlier on is that I have one of each class on Treebeard. So that's like 11 characters, I think, that I have on here. 11 or 12, because I have a duplicate. I have 2 hunters. Oh. So, because on Treebeard and Shadowfax, there are deeds that if you have to pick it up before you turn level 11. Make sure I say that right. But basically, you talk to this quest giver, you pick up the deed, and it adjusts the level of your difficulty of the game for you. So, for example, I'm playing at level Deadly, Deadly plus 0, and that's what I was showing you earlier, I think. No, that's not that. Oh, no, that's not it. There it is, difficulty Deadly. It says, you've chosen to face a more difficult challenge in the lands of Middle-earth. Now, I do get plus 20% experience gain on monster kills, which I don't want, but I get it anyway. But it does make the monsters harder. Like they're able to attack me better. And you'll notice there was just that red box over there, and then there was an explosion in that red box. So that's replicating that basically the forces of Sauron are a little bit more attentive to seeing us, because we're both running on Deadly plus 0. So every so often, it's like Sauron notices us, and if we stand still, then we get fire rains down upon us, and it does about a quarter of your health damage-wise. So you kind of want to keep an eye out, because we haven't figured out the exact formula on this, but it definitely, if there's 2 of us running, you can run in, I think it's per person. Running in Deadly, you can have one of those squares, because there's times when we'll have like 2 squares when there's the 2 of us, and then there's times when we're running like in our group on Saturdays where we'll have like 3 or 4 squares that show up at once. So you definitely want to keep an eye on that and get out of there if there's like multiples, because they can do some damage to you. But I really like it because it's increased. I don't know. It's made the game. It's added something to the game, and we're really enjoying it. So when you're playing at those difficulty levels, if you turn, so it's a slider though, right? So you can do, I think, hard or difficult. I think maybe difficult is the first one or something like that, and then hard, and then deadly, and then like Deadly 0, Deadly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goes up to Deadly plus 6. So if you do any of those first 2, it gives you the ability to get a deed. Let me pull up the deeds. Apprentice, yeah. So hard or harder as a hunter, when I reach level 50, oh, thank you, Billy. Before I put a thing there in the chat, a link where it explains a little bit more of this. So playing at 50, getting to 50th level, playing on the hard difficulty or higher, so everything is higher, I earned this title, Apprentice of Bows. It is an account-wide title, so even my characters over on, on Anor or on Landreval or wherever, all of my characters have access to that. You got your title up? Let's see, let me get rid of this. Apprentice of Bows, see, there you go. Even though she's a minstrel, but she has a hunter that got to level 50 on Treebeard or Shadowfax while playing in hard difficulty or higher, and therefore is able to have that title. So now if you play it deadly or higher, there's a second title that you have access to. So what is it? Disciple of Bows. So, and I reached 50th level or higher on my hunter here. So I got both the Apprentice of blank and the Disciple of blank. And then there's another title then, Master, which will be 130th level. So the next one is 130, and Adept. And again, those are both, one of those is for hard and one of those is for deadly. So, oh, awesome. So yes, I did do some videos on how to get started on the Yule Festival. Before has put a link in there. Thank you for doing that. Taking you to, there's two videos. One that kind of gives you an overview of the festival in general and where to find people and who to talk to. And the other one that walks you through the very first introduction quest that you need to do to unlock all the other quests. So those two videos are found there at that playlist. So yeah, hopefully you find that helpful. That was my whole point to do those, is to help people out, because I get in there and I know what to do, but not everybody else. It's not always intuitive. And so I share my knowledge. Okay, so I did my hunter. I have my hunter up to level 50. And then I have all the other classes also got to level 50 on this server. Well, they're working on it. I've got 2 more to go. And mainly what I'm doing, so I have a scholar, and I really like having a scholar. And so what we did is we spent a lot of time farming, like not this farming, but like literal farming, putting seeds in the ground and pulling the stuff up. And to get all the materials that you use for scholars. So I have a ton of scholar mats, to make orange dyes and red dyes and blue dyes and all the dyes that we have access to up through level 50, up through because we have in our crafting we can go up to master level. So apprentice, journeyman, expert, artisan, and then master. That's where we are on this server. So everything you can do up to master level, we have basically, tier 5, thank you, aka tier 5. So we have all of the, we have thousands of a lot of those. And so that's what I did with my characters, is I used them to get me those materials for my scholar to work on. And then that's how they got experience. So I have a lot of characters on the server that are level 50, but they're still using the gear they got when they came out of the starter instance, the starter area. It's like they have their starter gear. Yeah, did you see there we were standing in the middle of that box, and you see we took that effect. Sauron found us and sent nasty stuff towards us. Because he can. So yes, okay, so having geared up really makes a difference, because we're able to do this stuff without really, thinking too hard, which is very nice. Although I will go ahead and rain down some arrows here. Okay, cool. Whoosh, whoosh. We had a couple of boxes there. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, I'm going to do a search for a foreman. And what do we know about him? I'm guessing he's probably a goblin or something would be my guess. So we'll go for evil creature kind of thing. Passage of foes. And what's his name? Stockfoot? No, I do not see him. Okay. Oh, right. He might not appear until we blow up all the cards. We haven't done this one before, so yeah, we don't know exactly how it goes. Yes. Oh, Amdir. I have heard that a number of times because I really like playing Hobbits, and so I have a lot of Hobbit characters. So almost all of my characters are Hobbits. And I'd never had a male Hobbit character before, so I thought, well, heck, let's give that a try. So I made my minstrel is a male Hobbit, and I've never done that before. So it was really wacky because I play on Laurelin, and I'm like deep in Hobbit territory on Laurelin. I love it. And so it's really funny because I hadn't noticed before, but male hobbits and female hobbits, their dances are slightly different. And like their cheer, like ho ho ho, that's different. And so it's been a real treat to like hear things and see things. And I'm like, oh, now I get it. Like, it's so wild. Hobbit champions? I know, right? A Hobbit champion would be something. I love people who are like, let's have Hobbit Bjornings. Because obviously, like, no, not unless there's some interesting relationships that happen there. Which, I mean, could happen. Why not? But the idea of like this little Hobbit bear cub running around, would that be something? He'd be so cute. Hey, I think we found the foreman. He's right there. I think you're right. I think we had to blow up the last of the cards. Gotcha. Okay, so we finished the mission, and what you do at the end of the mission is you usually have somebody you have to talk to. They'll either appear back at the beginning, so you have to run back to the beginning, or you'll have an assistant who's with you. And like in this case, so we have Ozma who's here with us. So I'm just going to talk to her right here. Oh, actually, do we have a chest? Sometimes there's a chest. Oh, we're not done yet. Okay. Look at what they've done to this place. Damn filthy orcs. I have an idea. We can destroy this foul defacement of dwarf art and remove this tunnel as a supply route to Gundabad all at once. You should probably stand back. So the objective is to witness Ozma's idea. Okay, what is she going to do? Let's put this poor dwarf door out of its misery. I mean, sure. Okay. That is quite the door. A couple more over here should do it. Oh my. Maybe I should stand really far back. Look at all those bombs she's put down. Whoa. Okay. Oh, I can't see what she's saying, can I? We should be safe over here, she says. Wait, how far are you? Wait for it. She says, boom, haha. Okay, Ozma has collapsed the tunnel. Did you notice how it moved me back? Because I was in the middle of that. Well done. Now let's get out of this stinking goblin tunnel. Why don't we have a drink when we get back? Okay. Do I have to talk to my Ozma? Oh, a dwarf scout has arrived to escort you back to the warfront. That's what normally happens. And yep, there'll be a box. That's the mission reward. You want to make sure you catch that before you leave, because if you leave and you've missed it, you'll be sad because you'll miss out on getting those war marks and stuff. Oh, the box? Oh, there might not be a box in solo mode. Maybe just in duo mode. So there we go. Oh, we've got some emotes happening here. What's happening? We have a raid. Oh, we have a raid. Hello, raiders from Anamare. Welcome to Lord of the Rings Online. Woo, 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 woo. So, oh yes, and Mubot did give you a warning. You gotta have words. We are a wordy group. But you're welcome to put in some emotes from time to time, absolutely. So yes, we are doing Yule Festival, although right now we're in a tunnel. So let me get out of here. It's yeah, the festival's happening up there somewhere, right? we popped over to the war room because we're doing a mission as part of the festival. Part of the Yule Festival, they ask you to go do a mission each day. So we're off doing our daily mission. It's a mission to bring good cheer, or I guess bring good cheer to Ozma. It made her happy. I think I probably talked to her. Yeah, she's over here. She's a stout axe dwarf. So mission, the secret supply line. She says, you do fine work. We have surely set the orcs back weeks in their efforts to prepare Gundabad for a long siege. You should inform Commander Gloin of our success. Okay, I can do that. I've seen him before. He's a tall guy over here. You inform Gloin of the destroyed supply train and blocked tunnel. Good to hear, though I am not surprised. I assigned this important mission to you because I knew you would succeed. The orcs will sorely miss those supplies, but we must keep up the pressure to prevent Gorgar from gaining the upper hand. Something about this troubles me, however. It was my understanding that Gundabad lost control of Goblin Town with the death of the hobgoblin warlord Sharnock. Does this mean a new great goblin has come to power and he has opened up diplomatic channels with Gorgar? I will send some scouts to look into the matter. Meanwhile, keep up the fight. The war is far from over. Now, remember, I'm wearing that. We talked about this a little bit earlier, but for the folks of you who just showed up. And so, hi, Anamari. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. I am wearing my Fateful Toolkit, which gives me bonus festival and bonus landscape barter tokens, the stuff that goes into your wallet. So here, Gloin says he's going to give me 15 of those Gablaka war marks, and instead I get 17 because I'm getting a bonus for every 10, and it rounds up. So I got a bonus for the first 10, and then I got a bonus for, up to 20, basically. So are any of you in the raid, are you Lotro players? Or are you just here to hang out and enjoy the festive and, cheer behind me? See, I am wearing, I got my jingles on, and I tried to be festive for today because, as I mentioned earlier, it is the time of year when evergreen trees are very celebrated in a multitude of different ways. So, all right, shall I take us to Bree? Okay, so I'm going to take us to Bree because we're going to use one of those free stable masters that I pointed out earlier. So remember, if you're in any one of those starter areas, so Bree, Mickledelving, Thorin's Hall, or Callandim, there's a free stable master that will take you to the festival grounds. So yes, 15 times 1.1 equals 16.5, and it rounds up to 17. Yep, so that's pretty awesome. I like it. We'll do festival stuff. We'll do, yeah. I was being asked if we wanted to do in-league and ale association, but we'll pause on that this time. We're going to go and hang out in Frostbluff today because I have not done hardly anything in Frostbluff today. So I definitely want to look at that beautiful picture of Frostbluff. I love how they spend so much time putting these places together, and what I see is this, right? I see this walkway, I see these pieces of the wall, I see some lights in the background, I see some banners, right? So that's my normal view of Frostbluff. Oh my gosh, Avri. Avri says, I'd love to see a video walkthrough on how to do an in-league keg sometime, how to get an in-league keg. We recorded footage to do an in-league and ale association delivery run, and then we didn't make the video. So we have the raw footage. I think it's on our spare disc. So hopefully we will get that out before the next festival, because those are only available during festivals. It's not bad. It's really easy to do once you kind of have the rhythm and once you know how to do it. I think I may have put out a blog post though on my lifebeyondtheshire.com webpage. I might have done a blog post with the list of the order to do it with a hunter. Now, because I'm a hunter, and so I'm able to really, max out using those travel skills to get us around quickly. However, I will say you have an hour to do each one of the deliveries, and we just pick them all up and do them all at once. And We get it done in about 25 minutes. So even if you didn't have a hunter, you've got an extra 35 minutes of slush time to use that you could probably get it done, just using stable masters. Now I also will mention that I have a hunter, so I do have a lot of hunter travel skills, as you can see. I love travel window 2. That's what I'm using over here. But I do have 1, 2, 3 milestone skills. And I do make use of one of those, 2 of those, for that run, because I have one set to Dooland. That's to get us to Thrassy's Lodge. That's the quickest way to Thrassy's Lodge, is you go there and you take a stable master, because there's no swift travel to Thrassy's, but that's the closest stable master. And then I also have Ziggelgund, which is the one that's in Forchel. You could easily go to Sorikaila and then just take travel over to Ziggelgund, but I just went ahead and bought the travel skill at one point, the extra milestone, when they were on sale. So I find that easier for me to have a couple extra skills that I can assign to specific places, just to make things a little easier, a little faster. So anyway, so don't you just love like looking at Frostbluff from above? Oh, look, there's somebody on the roof over there. Fantastic. I love being able to just stand and look around. Like this is the kind of the bowl that we're in here with all of these. Is that you? Oh, that's hilarious. It's possibly my teammate over there on the roof. Yes. Little arrow pointing. Affodil does like to get up on roofs. In fact, on Tuesdays before streams and talking about plugins and works on plugins on streams, so you can kind of see some of the behind the scenes of how those work. And he'll often get up on a roof and just stream from there. So, oh, they're on sale for Christmas. Are they? The milestone skills? Awesome. So yes. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Let's see, is market, can Moobot do a market? / market, bang market? So there's special sales going on. So there's sales every week, and it'll be things like, I don't know, stuff that you can use when you're out and about, like extra XP or extra morale bubble or something like that. And then during December, they're doing a special sale each week. So let me see if I can find that website, or maybe you can real quick. I think I put it in the announcement section in our Discord. There's the link to the website where they'll have the sales listed every week. So Cord is working on redoing the website, and they're going to have a whole new look for it sometime early next year, which is going to be great. But he's been trying to like make it a little bit more useful, or at least have pages there that are useful with great information that's right there, so people don't necessarily, who don't see him streaming on Fridays, don't have to wait for that. So there you go. So get deep discounts every week of Yule. And so if you go to that, it'll show you all of the current Yule sales they're doing, and those are big. Like they had carryalls, the crafting carryall. I love the crafting carryall. The carryalls are a thing they came out with in the last 3 years, because it's been during the time that I've been playing. And oh my gosh, it's so good. So you can slurp up all of your crafting stuff into a carryall. So for example, oh my gosh, am I not wearing one? Did my window run out? No, it's right there. Okay. Hang on, I gotta put my bubble on. Okay, so let me put that down here, because that's how I just always look for it there. It makes it easier. Hey, that's not the one I want. Oh, my shared storage. Oh, I do have it on, but I have a number of them. So I have a die carryall. That one's so good. Here, I'll show you what's in that. It's dies. Surprise! In my die carryall is dies. The die carryall is only available through the Gundabad expansion pre-order. So, and since it's open, I assume you can still get them. I don't know. But anyway, all of my dies, all my pots of dies are in there. So now I can make I have 397 violet dies. Why not? But man, look at all that. That's 22 inventory spaces that are slurped into one space. Love it. But let's look at this. So this is like a normal crafting carryout. So these are available in the store. I have the large, which holds 50 items. I actually have like 6 of these. You can have stacks up to 5,000. So I have like a couple of stacks that are like around, 5,000. So funny thing is this bundle of spring barley, like I was making a bunch of spring barley because I was making a bunch of pie crusts. The stacks go to 5,000 and they have to be unique. So I have basically like a stack of 5,000 bundles of spring barley in like 4 different carryalls. Each one has a stack of 5,000. Because you can't put multiple stacks in the same carryall of the same thing. So that amuses me that I'm like playing with it. But anyway, so these crafting carryalls were on sale for 50% off during one of these Yule sales. I mean, amazing. I picked up a bunch. Okay, so there's my shared stores. So the Yule Savings. So this is Thursday. And a lot of times what happens on Thursdays is the sales from the previous week are still live, and then sales from next week start to show up. And the same thing with that that code of the week. A lot of times you can still use it today, and you can use the new one. So yes, you should be able to take a look. So like Yule Savings week 3 offers. Oh, this is we're going into week 3, I think. Nope. Oh, but by the way, the premium housing writs, that is the one that has been going on this week. They are half sale right now. And that's a fantastic deal. Like, Druid's Fire has been playing Lotro for a long time. She may actually have been playing the whole time, like the whole 14 years, coming on 15. And she said she's never seen them at this half off. Like, it's a great deal. So if you are thinking about buying a premium house, buying the housing writs now is a good deal. What I did is so there's new housing that's going to come out for Erebor. It's dwarven housing. And that is going to come out sometime in the first part of next year. I would expect possibly even in the first quarter of next year. And so I went ahead and bought a bunch of writs in anticipation of that. But if I decide not to buy a house in Erebor, I'm going to hang on to them because my hope is someday we'll have Hobbit premium housing and I can use my writs for that. So, got time. Okay, so you're a sucker for a mount half off. Oh, that one? You just got that?
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, it is. Look at that red mount. So Affodil likes the color red and enjoys doing things with color red, as you might see. Notice that she's got a bunch of red there, and now she's got the red mount. That is very pretty. Very nice. I like it. Okay, let me get the names off. So that is half off right now, that mount. Oh, that is really pretty. Look at that up close. It looks like velvet. I'm always amazed at like what they can do in the game. Like what the developers can do with colors and textures. Like, it's just amazing. Because I just expect it's going to be like, cartoonish. And I mean, obviously it is a little bit, but like, it's just amazing to me. It's so good. So pretty. Very nice. Now you have the blue one that you get. Where did you get the blue one? Is that?
Might be an anniversary.
Might be an anniversary thing. Yeah, it might be like, because you've been around for so long. Because your character's been around. Your account has been around for so long. So anyways, Avery, we'll do the In League and Ale Association video sometime. We might just re-record it and do it with our hobbits because we had it with our high elves.
Yeah, but your hobbits are better.
And hobbits are better, just like, No, they're not even our high elves. They're just elves. They're just regular elves. Which, I mean, no slight on elves, right? Elves are cool. Yeah, that's the blue one. The red one definitely suits you better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that is so cool. That is really cool. I wish okay, so we can dye our outfits, right? Like we can dye like the hat. Affodil's dyed the hat. Affodil's dyed the sleeves and probably the backpack too. But I wish we could have some agency over the colors in our mounts outfits. And I know you can with the war mounts. I've played around with that some, and that is fun. Horses don't want to die. But I would love to be able to have some ability to change some of the colors on horses. Like even on the mounts, even if it was like, you have these 3 options, you pick one. Like that'd be kind of cool. even. Now, I mean, that's like so low priority in terms of like the stuff they're working on in the game. I'm sure that's like not likely to happen, but I think it'd be pretty cool to have a little bit more ability to then match, because I do that. I match my mount to my outfit quite a lot. On the other hand, there are so many mounts. If you go Shift C, you'll bring up the collections panel. And I didn't hear from Anamara if you all are Lotro players or if you're just swinging by. Well, let me know if you get a chance to put it in the chat. Okay, so your pets, you have your collection of your pets, you have your collection of your mounts, the collection of all the emotes, and your stable masters. So, for example, the mounts collection panel here, and you can zoom it, like you can make it bigger and you can make it smaller, whatever makes you happy. You can filter this in a number of different ways. You could do just a straight up search. So if I was like, what was that Yule, blah, 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 like everything that has the word Yule in it will show up. You can do it that way. You can sort by these buttons over here. So you could do like have, like, so the mounts that you actually have, you can sort by what do you need, so things you haven't collected yet, what you could purchase in the store, what you can earn in the game, like probably through deeds or reputation usually, or in a festival. That's usually where those come from. So for example, I might want to look at, what do I have? And then if you click on it, it shows you a preview of the mount there. And same thing in the pets window. And same thing with the emotes window. It'll show you a preview of what that looks like. So maybe if I'm looking through and I'm like, oh, I'm wearing green now, what would be a really good green outfit? I was like, oh, okay, there's the Elf of Felgoth's Glory, cool, that might work. Or like Farmer's Feast Steed, oh, that's got some good green. So I can look through my mounts and see if there's something that would appeal to me. I like with the emotes one, it shows you in here what it looks like for you doing it. So like agree, like nodding the head, cough, So it shows you a little preview of what it would look like with your character doing that emote. So that's cute too. All right, so, oh wow. Okay, so I'm being informed that Anne-Marie is a sculptor and you're sculpting one-of-a-kind pieces. And recently you were doing Frodo Baggins and Gollum. Very cool. Oh, wow. You put a link in the chat. That is very on theme. Yeah, before's going to put a link in the chat to what? I was going to put a link in the chat to her Twitch channel. Too many windows. There we go. Oh, nice. Thank you. Fantastic. Cool. Was last seen playing art. Art's a good thing to play. So, wow, that sounds really, really cool. Yeah, so check that out. I make no promises as to the language on the stream. I haven't looked, so they could be dropping F-bombs all over the place, but they might not be. So there you go. So check it out and let me know. Or those of you who are there, who have been there, let me know. Okay, so we did the mission. So now I'm back in Winterhome, and Mara's the one that sent me off on that little excursion to begin with. So I come back to her, and the mission to bring good cheer, I have done so. So she says, hey, spread some Yule cheer, have you? Well done, friend. So she's going to give me 5 or 6 festival tokens. So earlier she gave me a sack of presents, and I forgot to open that. So we're gonna go ahead and open that. Now, it could be anything from like marks, festival tokens. I've seen a hat. I got a hat out of that. Oh, here, I'll show you another thing. Sometimes you get this spiral horned snow beast cloak, which is freaking adorable on hobbits. There's a hobbit, a couple of hobbits over on Laurelin, and they'll wear this and like a whole bunch of other stuff and the snow beast boots, and they dye it all pink. Technically in the game the color is called rose. or rosé. And oh my gosh, they're these little pink snowbees. It's so cute. All right, so we're gonna open our bag of presents. We got 15 medallions. Not bad. All right, we'll just stash those on the side. Oh, I was gonna show you. So I got, oh no, I don't wanna do that one. I wanna do the other one. So on Thursdays, you get a gold present for free. Oh, is that the one I got? I thought I got a fireplace. Maybe that was on another server. The fireplaces are cool. I did get a fireplace on this server, but well, here, I'll just show you. Okay, let me just go to the Hobbit gifts. So if you go to the little tick down at the bottom of the bar, mine's hidden behind my picture here, but it's about here, maybe here. So let's see, Hobbit presents are right there. So right now, because it is Yule Fest time, all of the Hobbit presents have a possibility of giving you a Yule themed gift. So, for example, on Thursdays, you get a gold present for free if you're a VIP or subscriber, I guess. So probably lifetime members get that too, my guess. And a silver present, you get one of those every day for free. And they have a possibility right now, like I said, of being a Yule Festival present. So I got, I think it was earlier today, I opened this on a different character. I got this out of my gold present, which is an evergreen wall decoration selection box. So let me go ahead and close my Hobbit gifts. So it gave me this, and I get to choose between the evergreen Yule garland or the evergreen Yule sconce. Now the sconces are cool because they're interactive, so when you click on it, it lights up, but it doesn't look any different, but now there's shadows on the floor, so that's really cool. Yes, good point from before, that the gifts do not stack up. So the daily gift, you have to get it that day. It's not like if you wait 2 days, now you have 2 of them. It just fizzles and you get the next one. So yeah, you want to make sure that you don't wait. So I try to check in during Yule. Right now, I'm trying to check in on every server every week so I can get that gold present. So, and yeah, and Deco de Miu, also the link there, and also listed on this mug here. This is who you're looking for. They have a fantastic website where it's all about Lotro housing. So they have all of the housing items that are in Lotro. They have a whole database of pictures with information about where do you find it and how do you acquire it? Like, is it tokens? Is it reputation? Is it, how do you get it? All of that cool stuff. So for example, before I decide which one of these I'm going to do, I'm probably going to go over to D&Co's website because I've got I've spent some Mithril coins to get extra presents on this, and I've been lucky. I think I've done extra gold presents 3 times, and I've gotten Yule presents 2 of those. So not too bad. I'm pretty happy about that. So I've gotten 2 of the evergreen Yule sconces, and I think a 2 is a good number because you could do 1 on each side of the room or 1 on each side of the door or whatever. So 2 is a good number. So I'm probably going to go with the evergreen Yule garland, but I want to double check. So I'm going to go to D&Co's website to look at that before I open my little box. Now these boxes are fine. Once you've collected the Hobbit present and you've got the box, you can leave the box for years if you really wanted to. So, oh, here we go. I did get the fireplace. I thought I did. So yeah, this is morale potions plus the gold winter gift fireplace. So if I click on the present, now it's opened it up and it's given me some morale potions there. And then this is the fireplace, the cozy Yule fireplace. So I know I said we were going to do Yule, but I'm going to go to my house and show you the fireplace. It is a Yule fireplace, so I'm going to go show you. I put it in the kinhouse, so we're going to pop over to the kinhouse, and I will show you our fireplace. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with all the Yule decorations after Yule, and I'm thinking I'm going to pick one of my houses.
Yeah, I was going to say buy a new house.
I just did buy a new house. I did just buy a Rohan house on this server. So that might be where, but anyway, so I have a regular house here in the Shire. I have we have the kin house here. Although I like keeping the kin house kind of decorated for the season, so we'll probably leave the snowball field up and the eye-catching outdoor Yule tree up for a little while. But once we get into February and stuff, that's definitely going to come down, and we're going to have other different things up by then. I don't know what, but we'll put other things up. Maybe if there's stuff in Moria we could get. Anyway, so yeah, I have to figure out, so am I going to put the stuff at my Shire house, or I have another kin house because I have a side kin. Because part of it was that we had this whole neighborhood takeover strategy. And so two of us ended up using sidekins. So we have all four of the kin houses in this neighborhood. So we could pick, one of the houses to put all the Yule decorations on, for example. I might just do this at my Rohan house though, because that'd be kind of fun. So I've got the Yule wallpaper up, and I did use the green wall coloring. So this is the Yule Fireplace. I'll turn that on here a second. And then see, there's the wall sconce. I went ahead and put one there. And I have a shadow going over here already. And then, so I guess maybe it does look a little slightly different. Maybe when you light it up. So there's the sconces. And then, okay, here goes the fireplace though. When you light it up, when you click on it, see it says it's lighting. Like a little bar going there. Isn't that so cute? I love it. It is a cozy Yule fireplace. Yes, a Rohan house or a Yulehan house. And then we've got our little tables of wine here by the door as people come in. That's from the anniversary event. Feels a little dark in here. What's up with that? Ah, there we go. Something was off about. Maybe it's just because I'm standing in the middle of the rainbow. Nice. Don't say that every day. So let's see. Where am I going to put the other fireplace? Oh, hey, I should put it over here because I've kind of got a Yule theme going over here. And the cool thing is the fireplace is a wall item. So I should be able to just throw it right there. I mean, probably. Why? Just have it freestanding in the middle of the room? Okay, sure. Here, wait. We're gonna play with this a little bit. Oops. Let's go. There we go. We have a freestanding fireplace. We'll just turn it around. Or maybe, let's see, how do I want it? Maybe we'll do like this. All right, so no, I think I want it back this way a little bit because I'm gonna put it at the end of the rug. So I was thinking maybe I'd put it at the end of the rug that way. That looks a little funny, but there. Is that what you had in mind? I think I might need to move the little red gift box. It's kind of in the fire. Oh, hey, you know what? I could put on top of the fireplace. I love how you can move things up and down. It's pretty fun. Let me zoom in a little bit. I get a better video of what I'm doing here. Weird Willow's gonna walk in here and be like, what did you do? She already thinks my stuff. So it's interesting how there's different decorating styles, right? And I got used to the way the hobbits on Laurelin do things. Like when they get together, they walk, they curve around, they collect around a thing. So you need to have space around. And so I got used to that. Whereas Weird Willow does more of of creating like little scenes, like in corners and by the walls and stuff like that. And it's so cozy. It's wonderful. I love the way she does it. And so it's so funny looking at our different styles of doing things. It's fun. I love it because you walk into one house and it just looks so different from another house. And I mean, that's really what you want, right? You want it to have character of its own. Okay, there we go. What do we think? Let me close up a few things here. I think that's cute. Let's take the names off. Oh, I'm clicked on it, that's why. Aww, that's cute. Oh, we should light the fire. We're gonna light the fire. So one of the things you can do, there's missions in that the place where you pick them up is Rivendell. It's not too far from the last homely house. And so when you do enough of those missions, so every missions person has like tokens of some sort that they give you. Like with those guys, we were getting the Gablaka tokens and so on. So we, it'd be hilarious if I lifted it up and put it on top of the red box. I'm not going to do that, but that would be really funny. Anyway, so the tokens you can get from doing the missions in Rivendell, it's the further adventures of Bilbo Baggins. So it takes place, and I'm sorry, I don't know I'm not lore, encyclopedia in my head, so I can't give you the dates, but it's the time after the Fellowship has left Rivendell. So it's during the Lord of the Rings, timeline, and Bilbo is still hanging out in Rivendell. So it's before so that they've left, they haven't finished doing their thing yet, and Bilbo's hanging out in Rivendell writing his book, and so he disappears. Like he's hanging, like one of the elves wants to have a conversation with him, and he's like, I can't find him, and he gets really nervous about it, and they're getting a little worried because nobody's seen him, and so it's tracking from there. So I just realized my fireplace is not straight. I gotta fix that real quick. Hang on. Or is my room not straight? We are built into hillsides and things that we don't necessarily have all straight lines, but we're still gonna straighten that up. Okay, so anyway, one of the things you can get with those tokens is a adventurous visitor for your house. So yes, we have Bilbo. He has paused in his adventures long enough to visit your home. So I love the fact that we have a Bilbo Baggins chilling out in my house. And he brought his reading desk. We have Bilbo's recommended reading desk. So, yeah, look at those gorgeous bookshelves. I love those. Those were a crafted item by Weir Willow. Yeah, see, so you notice, like, they're up against the wall, and yet I stick the reading desk out from the wall. I put this little collection out from the wall because I still have that thought in my head of like, well, what if I want to go around this side of it? But it's interesting though, because I think in my house on Evernight, I think I have it against the wall. So it's just different, different times, different places, I guess. So this one, I have 3 tables for people to gather around and eat. I might get some chairs at some point, but right now we have just like a collection of tables. And I need more food on this table. This table, it's pretty, but the pastry tower, it's pretty awesome, but it could use more food. We could use more food there. Cool, so now we have fireplaces in at least 3 places in this house. So they're there and there. Oh, and I think there might be one down the stairs too. So yeah, house is looking good. See, whenever we get a new kin member, it's like, we gotta show off the house. Like, we gotta make sure the house looks good. Yeah, it is fun. Avery says, love seeing other people's houses. It's so creative. I find that so much fun, seeing what other people have done. And every so often, like, somebody will take you through a tour of their house, and that's fun because then you get to kind of hear a little bit more from their side about why they made the choices they made, or, what they were thinking of. Like for me, like I think of things as being a place of gathering, for a group to form around. Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool. Okay, so I was gonna go, and here's another one. So the Bilbo inside is very much the same as this Marigold property guard out here. So basically you can click on them and then you get a copy who follows you around. So there's my Marigold. So now I have a Marigold and she's got, let me unhook that, there you go. She's got a little torch and she's following me around, you see. So she's running everywhere that I go. It's great. Now if I mount up, she disappears. And if I leave the neighborhood, she will disappear. So as soon as we leave, we're no longer gonna see her. So let me run across the bridge, but you can see she's following me there. Don't look now, I'm being followed. That's great. And you can only have one of those at a time. So if I had clicked on Bilbo, I couldn't get a Marigold. Like, you can only have one at a time, which is funny because we were on Bombadil. We had one of the kin members got a house, and she had Marigold, and she had the Theodore Gorse property guard. She had both of those out, and you could only have one at a time. So yes, just gotta keep an eye on that old man Willow back there. I don't know if any of you have done that that quest chain that is new. It opened up like last summer, this summer, somewhere in the last year and a half. I've kind of lost track of time actually. But there's the Woe of the Willow kind of quest line going on where a Morgul sword has been plopped in the old forest over by Old Man Willow and is causing the forest to be even more unhappy than normal. And so we have to go in and, deal with that. So one of the things that can happen in that, there's an instance, is you could get a drop, which is this angry little old man willow. And he's a decoration, yard decoration. It says, the small tree may need tending as it looks like an angry old man willow. So I got a Marigold property guard, and of course because in the instance you have Marigold helping you out. She's an assistant with you there. And so we've got our Marigold with our old man willow. So it makes sense. It makes sense. All right, speaking of losing our Marigold, I'm going to pop over to Bree, and I'm going to go back to the festival. And for our last 15 minutes, we're going to try and do some festival. Oh, so a reminder, I am going to do, so I love Lotro housing. I mean, you can see how easily I was sidetracked on that, right? So I participated in Extra Life this year and raised money for children's hospitals. I raised money for Boston Children's Hospital, which is the hospital that SSG also chooses to raise money for when they do Extra Life. So I participated as part of SSG's team. And, Update 29 gave us the Wildwood and Woe of the Willow and Argaroth. Okay, cool. Thank you. And there's a link to that. As part of raising funds from Extra Life, there was a Saturday where we did like a 12 hours of streaming. So I did like 2 hours as part of that. And I had set an initial goal of $250, which we raised, which was fantastic. And so somebody's like, you should pick a higher one. So, cause we'd already gotten to like 300. So I went ahead and moved it up to 500. And I said that if we got to 500, if we made the 500 goal, that I would do a 3-hour stream and talk about Lotro housing, just all about Lotro housing. That's all we're going to talk about. So we did make that goal, and so I'm going to do that. So I've decided to do that on Sunday. I believe I said Sunday, the January 9th. Just double checking to see if the calendar lines up with my expectation there. Okay, yeah. So Sunday, January 9th, it'll probably be Eastern US time, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. I'm just double checking because Agent Brigman, who has returned to Lotro Stream, does like real life baking to create things that are in the game. So like, for example, about a month ago, she made not honey cakes, that's not the right word. There's a cake that looks like a honeycomb cake. And oh my gosh, it was so cool. So she made that like live on stream and baked it and everything. That was pretty neat. So she may or may not be streaming that day. So I want to make sure that I don't, overlap with her. So I'm just double checking, but it's going to be Sunday, January 9th, 3 hours, and it'll be somewhere in the afternoon US time and evening EU time. That is my plan. So put that on your calendar. I'm going to put together I'm going to have my outline of all the things I want to make sure we cover. Because I want to make sure we don't miss anything good. So we'll talk about, I kind of want to do a little bit also of kind of the history of Lotro housing, because I enjoy knowing how things happened and how did we get here kind of things. So I will start with the basic housing that came out originally, which are the 4 different areas. And then I will go into the premium housing in the order that it was released. So I figure we'll do it that way. And we'll take a look at how much do they cost and how do you get there and how does decorating work, and but also talk about the housing itself and look at them so you can see the differences among the different types of houses. So awesome. B4 has also put a link to the cooking stream playlist. And so yeah, the first episode was the honeycomb cake, and that was pretty cool. That was very, very cool. Okay, so I've come out here to the lake because I've kind of lost track of what I'm doing for the festival. So let's actually pull up my, not the deed log, let's pull up my quest log. So we're at the festival, but that's probably going to be all the wrappers. So that's like, go do an instance. Oh, we could do an instance. Complete Festive Flurry final. I'm working on that last wrapper. Festive Flurry, okay, still working on that. And participate in Yule Festival activities. I'm at 3 out of 10. So, and I did go and pick up a bunch of stuff. So, cold, as I said, maybe I didn't pick them all up. Okay, so I do need to disperse some wintry weather. I need to find a good place to set off some fireworks. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Oh, and I need to bring some cheer to the snow beasts. All right, we'll go say hi to the snow beast here real quick. Because I'll show you. So in the treed area here below, so there's the mushroom tent up there, but we're in the treed area below that. I'll show you on the map too. So we're out in this area. So out in this area is where you're gonna find those snow beasts that you gotta bring some cheer to them. And you're supposed to do it 3 times. Well, there's like 3 snow beasts and they walk around once you cheer them. So what you do is you hit the cheer button 3 times in a row before he wanders off. So, and I do a slight pause. So here we go. Ready? Like cheer, pause, cheer. See, notice I was able to cheer the same snow beast 3 times. That's what you want to do, because then you just have the one beastie walking around and the other 2 are still sleeping. So that way it's more friendly to other players too, because you know, that way we're not all trying to chase down snow beasts together. I just realized that there's 2 quest givers in Winterhome that I did not talk to. So we're gonna go and talk to them. One of them is an overworked servant and the other one is possibly also an overworked servant, but he's really grumpy. So I enjoy his company less. Time for a drink of tea. Gotta drink the tea. Okay, so we're still loading here. You can see there's a lot of people that are missing. Here they come. Bum, bum, bum. All right, so Mabel. There we go. Stuffing the stuffed. So basically she has a laundry list of, a grocery list of things she wants us to go and find, including we need loaves of bread, bowls of berries, we need mushrooms and eggs. And we're gonna be making some pies with that. Well, she is. All right, and then unwilling firewood. This one always is odd to me. So she says, the firewood comes from some very angry trees. I've never seen anything like it. The trees rage and flail their limbs at us as we chop them down. I'm still very scratched up from the last time I went. It's almost like they're not trees at all. Yeah, perhaps they're not. Empty keg emergency. One of the kegs is getting low, so we're gonna take care of that. And we'll go ahead and pick up tidying up. Now, the reason why I kind of hesitated just a moment on the picking up tidying up. Hey, Sarah1992, welcome. The reason I hesitated for a moment on picking up that tidying up one is because now it's opened up all these tables have like unsightly spills and gross garbage and whatnot for me to clean up. However, you'll notice over here that Ona K has an eating challenge that you can do, where basically you start at this set of tables and you eat 5 things. They give you debuffs, which makes it harder for you to move and you're slowed down. In fact, this person probably has them right now. Let's click on them. Yep. So they have currently a debuff that says full. They have a -3% run speed. They have another one that is also full, another -3% run speed. And then they've got not hungry anymore, -1% run speed. And they're picking up some more. Another not hungry anymore. And another not hungry anymore. Uncomfortably full. That one we haven't seen yet. That one is a -5% run speed. So you notice that they're picking up all these things as you go along. And that's adding on. So their run speed is ridiculously slow by the time they get to the end. So the first place,
Their induction
and your induction speed.
doesn't say.
It doesn't say that on there, but your induction speed goes down a lot. So, like for example, notice how quickly I'm picking these up. The food is similar to that, right? So you start with the first thing and you eat it, and you're like, eat the next thing, and it goes really fast. But as those debuffs hit you, it slows you down just a little bit. So by the time you get to the last set of tables, you're going really, really slowly. So here, I'll show you. So this is the first. So anyway, you can't have this cleaning up the tables quest and the eating quest at the same time. You can only either clean or eat. You can't do both. So I'll show you those. So that was table 1. And then you would run down here to this guy, and he'll have a ring. You just have to get kind of close to him for this ring to trigger. And then the food will show up on this second set of tables down here. And so this is where you would eat 5 things. Now there is a strategy. There are strategies to this. For example, there will sometimes be a mystery drink that will show up. So at this table, the mystery drink shows up over there, kind of near that unsightly spill. And it can either make things way worse, but it's a short one. I don't know if you noticed those other debuffs, they were like 3.5 minutes long. They're really long. Whereas the mystery drink is like 30 seconds. So at least it's gone before you finish the challenge. Because you have about a minute or less, like 45 seconds at each table. Okay, so you'd finish here, you would talk to that guy, click his ring, finish the quest, and then you're gonna run up the stairs right past Basil and by the fireworks that are right there, which we should click on at some point. And then this is table number 3, or table set number 3. And so that's why that guy is standing there, that Jack Mitford announcer, because he's the announcer for this table. So when you show up at the table, they'll have a ring, but you don't have to click on them. Just being near them will then trigger the quest to continue. But when you finish eating your 5 things, you do have to click on them. And it is timed. So the timer keeps going even after you've clicked on them. You have to hit finish, and that will finish that table, but then your timer starts for the next table. So you gotta be careful, you gotta keep on it. So like this person is eating, you can see that they have, like they're all kind of green and poisony looking. And look at how many like little feetsies they have on them. They've got uncomfortably full. So notice they're mounting up. That's one of the tricks. When you mount up, the buffs don't hit you. However, watch, let's see if we can see when he comes off of his horse. Notice how he's moving really slow. So that's the next table, by the way. I'm gonna hit these fireworks while they're right here though, real quick. So one of the things that's really funny for me is when I have all those debuffs on me and you're going really slow, is when I get to the table and I unmount, like I'll go ahead and click on something so I'm starting to eat it, but like the action on my screen is like it's like slow motion of me getting off the horse. It's fantastic. Okay, so this is table set number 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, that guy is gnawing away. And they're probably getting more and more, like look how many crazy things they have on them. Now at this table, sometimes there's a drink at this far table. And again, it can be bad, or it can clear all of those debuffs that you have. So that can be really useful. Okay, so notice, yeah, he got on his horse, or she, could be a stout axe. And they've ridden down, okay, so I'm gonna follow them down here. So this is the final table. So you'll notice they've showed up down here. Now, you can't really tell, but you can kind of sort of see how there's food items on the table. That is probably what they have to choose from to eat. So we've got bread. Bread is the worst. It takes a long time, and it makes everything worse. Pies are the second worst, and notice there's a pie there. So the last table is usually pretty bad. Let's see if we can click on them and see what they've got. Oh my gosh, look how many they've got. Wow. Yeah, so full, uncomfortably full, not hungry anymore. So notice those are starting to run out, but not for another 2 minutes. Oh, they got eggs. Nice. Eggs are like the middle one. The best one is berries, and then it's mushrooms, and then eggs, then pie, then bread. So if you have the chance to pick those, that's what you want to do. So this last table is the hardest because you're going so slow, and there's usually not a lot of good options. But there you go. It looks like they finished it, and they're off. And all their buffs are gone because once you talk to Ian
Prud'homme, they finish. They're done. So yeah, so that's the eating challenge. We'll do a video. We did a video of that too, where we did the footage, but then we didn't actually like make the video either. But that's true. We are about to be on vacation, so we've been taking Dutch lessons, and we're having classes 2 times a week, 2 keer per week, and we are today was our last lesson, and then we've got 2 weeks off. So actually, it's kind of like 2.5 because the class was on Thursday, and our next one's not till Tuesday. So yeah, so maybe we'll get some of these videos done. I've actually got like a whole laundry list of things I want to try and get done during our vacation. We'll see how far we get. Yeah. Also, sometimes I'm just like, I'll be really tired, or I just don't think straight or whatever. So that also kind of gets in the way of getting some of these things done sometimes. Okay, so what we're doing here is we let off some fireworks because the guy down Beggar's Hallway, or Workers' Hallway, I'm not sure which it's actually called, wanted us to cause some mischief. And because the mayor is kind of a butt, so we're just trying to poke him. And so we let off some fireworks. And then while the patrons down here were distracted, we picked their pockets and got a little coin from each of them. And we're going to take that back so they can give that out to the workers who don't have jobs right now. We did finish tidying up. You are welcome. And all right, so, and we are over time. So if you're doing festival, yeah, so the theater is there. I haven't gone out to do a snowman today, I don't think. Or maybe I picked up the quest. Let's go see if I picked up the quest. So I'm gonna go down these stairs here, and we're gonna head out this way. Out. And, oh no, I haven't picked up the fire snowman thing. So I'm gonna talk to Virgil Greenhand here. And for example, he's like, he wants us to try and build one of his snowmen. And so once you've clicked on him, then you get to choose which of these snowmen you would like to recreate. So I'm gonna choose the broken snowman. And the reason I'm doing that is twofold. There's a deed where if you make one of each of the snowmen, then you get, you finish a deed, first of all. I mean, like, who doesn't want to finish deeds? A cool reception. So you build each one at least once. You get a broken snowman yard decoration. So I have like 11 of these. And so now they're in clumps at my Rohan house. So that's kind of fun. And then you also get a title, Gatherer of Cool Company, which I find amusing. So I've built every single one of these snowmen at least once. So I'm choosing the broken snowman, and reason why, and two reasons. One, the flavor text is adorable, and then also you only need 2 items to make this. So you need a stick and you need coal, and that finishes it off. As opposed to some of the others, like this, yeah, the scarf wearing snowman, for example, you have to go find a scarf in Winterholm, and that's the cap wearing. Yeah, you have to find the scarf, and you have to find like 3 acorns. The cap wearing snowman, you have to find a cap, and every time you always have to do coal, you always have to do sticks. Sometimes it's like 2 sticks. With the broken snowman, it's just 1. And there's no acorns, no carrots, no hats, no scarves. So that's why I choose the broken snowman, because it's like the fastest. Because yeah, once you do the deed that of building each a snowman, once, then you don't need to worry about it too much anymore. I mean, you can, because they're fun. There's times when I'm like, well, maybe I'll go back and build that one because that was nice. But you don't have to. So what I try to do is I try to collect all of the quests, and including the building a snowman one, because right now I'm baking bread, and that was for that lady at the bottom of the stairs. So that'll take care of one of her things. I'm gonna grab the coal, which is right next to the baking bread fire, next to the bread oven here. So that takes care of the snowman guy. And then I'm gonna grab a keg from here, and that's gonna take care of pain in the butt guy at the bottom of the stairs. So I'm just kind of like rotating around this section. So, and you can see that other person is probably doing the same thing. So we're gonna have a little keg procession. So this is the way I go to do the keg. So there's the watcher there. You want to avoid him. and he's walking the other way, so we're fine. And then you jump over the tables. You can see other people are doing the same thing. And you come down, and there you go. There's the keg that you had to drop it off to. And then we go and tell Dude Bug that we did it. Ta-da! So that one's really easy.
This is intolerable.
Yeah, you always do the broken snowman. You did the whole deed on your alt. It's pretty fun to gather the other items. Yeah, it is fun to go and gather the other items. Sometimes I'm like wandering through Winter Home, and I'm like, oh, that's where the cap is. Oh, that's where the scarf is. You know, things like that. Now, the first time I was doing it, I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot find these things. But once you figure it out, then it gets a little easier. Plus, it does show up with sparkles and stuff, so that's kind of nice. So there's the scarf, if you're ever looking for that. It's kind of over here by Keg Guy, by the dwarf on the keg. The top hat is over here on top of this light pole. The mittens are over by the theater. Oh, the cap is down here by the workers area. See, there's the cap up above. And then, yeah, if we pop over here to the theater, so there's the theater, and there's some stairs here. You go up the stairs, and there's the mittens. The coal is by the fire, the sticks are out in the woods, and the carrot is over by the chickens where you get the eggs. So I think that's all of it. So, all right. Okay, so cool. So B4 has put in my Twitter there. I do always tweet on there like the day of as a reminder. So, you know, to kind of remind you, hey, you know, tweet, the stream is on. And, oh, the pipe, right, the pipe, thanks. The pipe is over by table number 4. There's a Hobbit who may have had a bit much. The pipe is with this guy right here. So, oops, there it is, next to my bun bun. So there's the pipe if you're looking for that. Yes, the passed out Hobbit. So yeah, so I'll, you can check out my Twitter or follow that, and I tweet when I'm going on, and then we also tweet when B4 is doing his stream on Tuesdays, which is the plugins stream, where he does a lot of plugin development on streams. You kind of get like that behind the scenes insight into how to make a plugin, and it's fun too because, you know, you can ask him questions about, well, why is it like this, and he has good answers about why you can't just like unload all your plugins, but you can load them all. So things like that, which I didn't know, but now it makes more sense to me. So you'll have to tune in on Tuesday to find out. And then, yes, I'm going to do a 3-hour stream on January 9th, Sunday, January 9th. And so I'll make sure I put that in the Twitter as well to remind everybody to come along for that. All right, so if there's any other last minute questions, pop that into the chat. I'm gonna grab a drink, and then we'll just kind of wrap up here. So I'm here every Thursday, and with, I mean, occasional exceptions like vacation or out of town or whatever. But I should be here through the holidays, through the end of the year. And I'm not planning on taking any of the Thursdays off. We're not going anywhere. And I enjoy doing this. I mean, I'm going to be playing festival, so I might as well come on and show you as well what I'm doing. So you're always welcome to come along on a Thursday and ask me anything Lotro related. I mean, you can ask me stuff that's not Lotro related. I don't know what kind of answers I will have, but I'm happy to. I'm known as somebody who has opinions, so I'm sure I would have an opinion on whatever it is you ask. But yeah, do come along, especially if you have any Lotro related questions. I'm happy to share whatever knowledge I have picked up and provide resources. For example, D&Co WU that we mentioned earlier, the housing database for all Lotro housing stuff. Fibro Jedi, fantastic stuff. In fact, Festival. Let me get Moobot to put that out there. Awesome. So there's a link to Fibro Jedi's guide to the Yule Festival. He always has fantastic guides. He's such an amazing resource for the Lotro community. And he goes through all of the different areas and how to get to things, how to find things, all of that. The Lotro Wiki is also a fantastic resource, and that is maintained by, volunteers. So that's always a good place to go as well. All right, so the festival that we are at here goes through January 4th at 3 a.m. So January 3rd is your last full day of the festival. So kind of keep that, in mind if you're trying to plan for, when you're going to try and do festival and how many characters you want to do and all of that. Oh, and somebody mentioned that the curator is coming back tomorrow. So now you'll have a great opportunity to go and spend some of those not festivity tokens, the Figments of Splendor. Yeah. So you can use your Figments of Splendor at Myrtle Mint, I think is who's there right now. But then also the curator, when they arrive, she has like the training dummy is very popular. There's a number of things that you can get from the curator with your tokens. So definitely, check that out. And every time you finish one of the wrappers at the festival, you'll get more Figments of Splendor. So that's a great way to get some Figments of Splendor if you are trying to acquire something. Oh yeah, I think the bench is there, the workbench that it looks like a flower bed, like a flower pot kind of thing, but it's a scholar's bench. Fantastic. I love that piece of furniture actually. So I worked really hard to get that for our kinship because I love it. So, okay, well I think we are going to call that good then. So if you have anything, come by next Thursday and we'll check in with each other then. And until then, I encourage you to always stay connected to the Hobbit side of your heart. All right, thanks everybody for coming along, and we'll see you next time. All right, bye-bye.